he is not giving the radical left, at least at this moment, what they want, which is a call for a ceasefire. And also there's a report out in the Washington Post today that apparently the Biden administration has green-lighted 270 or 750 million rather in weapon sales to Israel. If that is true, good for the Biden administration for doing that, but it's certainly going to upset AOC and Rashida Tlaib and the far left Democrats. But I can tell you this, there is one language that Hamas understands, one, and it is the language of strength. They understood when President Trump cut off funding to the Palestinians. They understood when he ripped up the Iran deal and said, we're not going to give billions to Iran to then go to Hamas, to then wage these deadly wars against Israel. They understand strength, and they also understand weakness. And immediately upon taking office, you have Biden greenlighting the funding to the Palestinians, exploring getting back into the Iran deal. And what do you have? Hamas seizing on that weakness.
That was Fox News contributor Kayleigh McEnany slamming Joe Biden's weakness when it comes to handling the violence in the Middle East. The conflict between Israel and Hamas has entered its second week, with both parties facing growing international pressure for a ceasefire. President Biden has expressed his support for Israeli defensive actions in the escalating Gaza conflict, but has also backed international calls for a ceasefire. Biden held his second phone conversation in 2 days with the country's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu after another night of relentless rocket attacks from both sides. The White House released a statement saying the president reiterated his firm support for Israel's right to defend itself against indiscriminate rocket attacks. The president welcomes efforts to address intercommunal violence and to bring calm to Jerusalem. He encouraged Israel to make every effort to ensure the protection of innocent civilians. The two leaders discussed progress in Israel's military operations against Hamas and other terrorist groups in Gaza. The president expressed his support for a ceasefire and discussed US engagement with Egypt and other partners towards that end.